Good morning, students. This is 10th standard biology video class, video 3. In this video, we are going to see the reproduction in plants and animals. Dear students, in the previous video class, we have seen how asexual reproduction is taken place in lower plants such as fungi and bacteria. Asexual reproduction is taken place by spore formation. This spores only falls on a suitable substratum and produce the new fungal hyphae or bacteria. And then we have started asexual mode of reproduction in higher plants. Fusion of male gametes and the female gametes which are producing the new offsprings is known as sexual reproduction. In the higher plants, flower is the reproductive organ, consists of 4 whorls, calyx, consists of sepal, corolla, consists of petal, androecium, stamen, gynoecium, carpel. Out of these 4 whorls, calyx and corolla is known as non-essential whorl or accessory whorl. They do not take part in the reproduction. Androecium and gynoecium are essential whorl. They take part in the sexual reproduction. Then we have seen the male sex organ is known as androecium, consists of stamen. The stamen structure consists of a long filamentous-like structure, this hair-like structure known as filament or a stalk of a stamen. At the tip they are having bag-like structure known as anther lobe. Inside the anther lobe they are having pollen sac. This pollen sac producing the yellow color powdery substance is known as pollen grain or microspore or male gamete. This microspore and its structure only we are going to see in this video class. Dear students, this is the structure of anther. It is commonly known as stamen. A stalk-like portion is known as filament. At the tip they are having 2 lobes, that is known as anther lobes. Both filament and anther collectively known as stamens. The inner side of the anther lobe which are producing pollen sac containing many microspores or pollen grains. This is the structure, this is the diagram which are showing the structure of pollen grains. It is surrounded by 2 layers, outer exine which is thick and thorny. Then inner layer, see the outer exine is dark green in color and also see some pointed tips is there. That is said to be thorny exine, mulla mulla. Then inner is the thin-walled intine which encloses the dense cytoplasm which is green in color, contains many vacuoles, that is 3 empty spaces. Then 2 red color region, one is oval in shape named as vegetative nucleus, afterwards producing the pollen tube. Then another one is the ovoid red in color, that is known as generative nucleus which produce 2 male gametes. And also the outer exine which consists of minute pore is known as germ pore. This is the structure of pollen grains. This is a very important diagram question. It will come for 2 mark and 4 mark question. Dear students, androecium. Once again, androecium and gynoecium are known as essential whorl. They take part in the sexual reproduction. Andrecium are known as male sex organ. Gynecium are known as female sex organ. First, we are going to see structure of andrecium. Andrecium is a male part of a flower, consists of stamen. A stamen contains two regions. A stalk-like portion is called filament, and the small bag-like structure called anther, which is located at the tip of the filament. Many pollen grains are produced in the anther within the pollen sac. Dear students, next we are going to see structure of a pollen grain. I already explained with the help of the diagram. So that points only given in the paragraph. Usually, the shape of the pollen grain is spherical in shape, that is oval in shape, made up of with two-layered wall. The hardy outlayer, that's why I told you thick outlayer, known as exine. The thick exine, which contains a minute aperture means pore, named as germ pore. And the inner layer is very thin, named as intine. It is a thin layer and also continuous. There is no pore. That's why they given continuous layer. Surrounds the cytoplasm and the nucleus. This thin layer made up of with cellulose and pectin chemical substance. A matured pollen grain which contains two cells we have seen in the diagram. One is the vegetative cell, another one is the generative cell. That is they given vegetative nucleus and generative nucleus. The vegetative cell contains large nucleus, that is oval shaped red color we have seen. But the generative cell which are having single nucleus which undergo mitotic cell division to form two male gametes. So that is the structure of a pollen grain, is the important book inside question. Dear students, up to this we have seen male sex organ and structure of pollen grain. Now we are going to see female sex organ. Which one is known as female sex organ? Gynecium is known as female sex organ or female part of the flower. It consists of carpel or made up of carpel. This gynecium consists of three parts. The basal oval-shaped structure is known as ovary, which contains male gamete, that is egg or ova. Then a small slender, that means straight, long, filamentous structure is known as, or a tubular-like structure known as style. At the tip, they are showing the cap-like structure known as stigma. Dear students, this diagram is also very important for 2-mark question. Draw a structure of gynecium and label the parts. So basic one is ovary, middle portion is style, and the tip portion is known as stigma. So these three are the three parts of gynecium. Then inner side of the ovary, they are having egg or ovule. Egg or ova. Here it is known as ovules. What is that one? Ovules. This ovules only afterwards modified into seed. Then the ovary part only afterwards modified into fruit. Ovary is modified into fruit. The ovules are modified into seeds. So, 1 2-mark question. Ovary contains dash. What is the answer? Sorry, not 2-mark question, 1-mark question. Ovary contains dash, that is ovule. Then and also they given 2-mark question. Name the part of a gynecium. What is the answer? Ovary, style and stigma. So this is the female part of a flower known as gynoecium and its structure. Dear students, next we are going to see the important book back question and also diagram question. Structure of the ovule. Dear students, kindly put important marks in your textbook. Structure of the ovule. Dear students, in this main part of the ovule is the nucellus. So what is the nucellus? A nucellus is the important region which are giving food material or nourishment to the growing embryo. See, at the center the oval shaped structure is known as nucellus. So what is the function of nucellus? It gives food material to the growing egg. Okay. So this is the important region of the ovule. Then this nucellus is enclosed by a protective covering is known as integument. Protective covering means we are wearing clothes, isn't it, to cover our body. Likewise, the nucellus which are surrounded by a two-layer or integument. Okay, so this integument is not continuous. In some region which is leaving a minute opening, that region is known as micropyle. Here students, see at the base of the ovule, normally it is not a base, it is a inverted ovule, not a straight ovule. Straight ovule means top is the micropyle and base is the chalaza. But this is the inverted ovule. So here at the bottom we can able to see a minute opening in the integument is known as micropylar region. Then other two layers are known as, what is that one? Integument. So the integument region of the ovule is not continuous. They are leaving a minute pore is known as micropyle. What is the function of micropyle? Through the opening only, the male gametes which is released from the pollen sac are entered into the embryo sac of an ovule. That is the function of micropyle. Okay. Then the ovule which consists of a slender stalk-like portion is known as funicle. See at the base, a small slender stalk-like portion is known as funicle. Then see that one, what they are given, basal part I told you, upper part is the micropyle and the lower part is chalaza. Because it's an inverted ovule, they given, it's not given, it's look like micropyle is at the base and chalaza at the top. Normally, which one is at the basal? Chalaza region. So this is the chalaza region known as basal part of an ovule. Then at the center of the nucellus, towards the micropylar region, they consist of a ovoid structure known as embryo sac. This embryo sac, see the black color diagram, that is the embryo sac, consists of two regions, that is also micropylar region. The shape of the structure facing micropyle is known as micropylar region. Consists of three cells. See at the base they are having two cells is known as synergids, which is located on either side of the egg. So at the top they are having larger sized cell known as egg. On either side of the egg only they are containing the synergids. So these three are the three nucleus which is present in the micropylar region. So when you are coming to the Chalasa region, see other 3 cells which are facing the Chalasa portion is known as Chalasa region, which also contain 3 cells known as antipodal cells. Micropylar region, 3 cells is there known as synergids. Out of these 3, one is known as egg cell. Okay. Then Chalasa region contains 3 cells known as antipodal cells. Then at the center, 2 small dots is there, isn't it, black color? These 2 nucleus are known as secondary nucleus. So dear students, see, this is the embryo sac. The embryo sac consists of how many cells and also how many nucleus? That is important. One more question. The embryo sac consists of micropylar region 3 cell, Chalasa region 3 cell. Then at the center they are having 1 cell. That is both 2 division is there, but it is 1 cell only. So 3 plus 3, 6 plus 1. So 7-celled embryo sac. Kindly noted down 7-celled embryo sac. But how many nucleus? Micropyle 3 nucleus, Chalasa 3 nucleus, 6. But at the center, they are having 2 nuclei. That is said to be secondary nucleus. So 6 plus 2, 8 nuclei. So dear students, an angiospermic ovule embryo sac consists of 7-celled and 8 nuclear condition. So this is the structure of ovule. This ovule only afterwards modified into seed, which are producing the next individual or next generation. Dear students, what I explained with the help of diagram only given in the paragraph. See that one, the first line. Embryo sac contains 7 cells, I told you, isn't it? And 8 nuclei located within the what region? This is the central region, because what is the central region? Nucellus. Okay. Then out of this 7 cell, 3 cells at the micropylar, underline the word, end, forms the egg apparatus. That is otherwise known as, what is that one? Egg apparatus. Egg apparatus consists of 1 egg. On either side they are having the synergids. So totally 3 cells which is located in the micropylar end, named as egg apparatus. Why it is known as egg apparatus? They are forming the female sex organ known as egg or ova. Okay. Then the other 3 cells at the chalacal end known as antipodal cells. Then at the center of the embryo sac contains 2 nuclei known as secondary nucleus or polar nucleus. So this is said to be the 7-celled condition and 8 nuclei. Now the egg apparatus which is present in the micropylar region, one is the egg cell or female gamete or ova, and the remaining 2 cells are known as, what is that one? Synergids, which is located on either side of the egg. So that is said to be the structure of an ovule. Dear students, up to this we have seen 2 important sex organs, how pollen grains are formed in the pollen sac, that is male sex organ, how egg or ova which is formed inner side of the ovary, which is known as female gamete. Now both the sex organs are ready for the fertilization process, that is fusion, to produce the new individual. Dear students, the higher plants, sexual reproduction is taken place in 2 steps. One is the pollination, another one is the fertilization. This is also important. 2 more question. Name the process involved in the sexual reproduction. It is a book bag question also. Name the process involved in the sexual reproduction. One is pollination, another one is the fertilization. Dear students, this pollination and fertilization is the important process. Pollination means transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of an gynoecium. This is divided into two types, self-pollination and cross-pollination. That also showing the different mechanism. And once the pollen grains are reaches to the egg of an ovule, they fuses together. Both of them, pollen grain is haploid and egg is an haploid, which fuse together to form a diploid zygote. That is 2n number of zygote. That process is called fertilization. Dear students, that pollination and fertilization, how it is taken place in the flower, we will see in the next video class. I hope have you all understood the different world of a floral pods and the structure of pollen grain and the structure of a ovule. Dear students, both structure of pollen grain and structure of an ovule is very important. 2 mark, 4 mark and 7 mark question. Not only that, 1 mark question is also included in this structure. Dear students, I hope have you all understood the topic taught in the video class. Remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best children.